Hello, everybody! Brian's not in the frame. There he is. Welcome to the post-credit show. I like it. Yeah, you were so out of frame when we came into existence. Well, the post-credit show, where we talk about games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of nerd junk we have done. Hold on.
Woo.
Tweeting it. Tweeting it. Tweet. I don't know where the tweet went. So here's my problem right now with Twitter. Is they've done something I've really liked. So up in the top corner, you can now say I want to see latest tweets.
Yeah.
They keep changing it every time I switch accounts to back to like what I want to see the most. What I want to see the most, Twitter, is most recent tweets.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
All seriousness. I want to see that. So welcome people to the show. Dog, I swear to goodness, you keep legitimately finding this one chord.
There's a dog under the table.
There's a dog under the table. I'm not just talking, like a crazy person. I am a crazy person, but I'm not just talking like one. So, either way, we're going to talk about games we played, movies we watched, and other sort of stuff we've done. I have played Starlink.
Sweet.
The pseudo Star Fox game from Ubisoft. I believe I'm right close to the final boss battle.
Andros?
Not Andros. I still have to finish the Star Fox story, so that's what I've stopped the main mission, and now I'm doing all of the stuff. I'm tracking down Wolf, going after him.
Because it was saying, like, this is the last, like...
It does. It's like, once you go here, make sure you're ready to, like, there's no coming back sort of thing. And it's like, oh, that was quick. So, the big piece of Starlink, from what I found, is that each pilot kind of has their own story.
Okay.
And that's where the meat of the game is. Mm-hmm. So my problem is that, like, the main story did not take that long to beat. It was fairly easy. Now it's like, okay, if I really want more story, I have to switch pilots from Star Fox. Like, I can't play as Fox McCloud anymore. I gotta change to, like, Billy, the really annoying tweeting kid, and do whatever his storyline is, and then proceed through the game. And it's like, okay.
So you had your potatoes, and now you gotta eat the meat.
Yeah, well... I guess the meat's there, but like the rest of the side dishes are actually like, there's 12 of them, and it's one of those really tiny pieces of steak that you pay for.
Yeah,
it's really good, but it's not that big.
It's not that big,
and it costs you like $80.
High quality,
but you still got to eat the asparagus and the potatoes and everything else around it.
Right.
So good game. If you can get it on sale on the Switch, totally do. Obviously, the Switch has the Star Fox stuff, which is all extra, which is nice. So, legitimately, if you're going to be getting this thing, go for the Switch version. Get it on sale, and there you go.
You can enjoy it.
There's still some stuff locked behind extra DLC, like not even DLC. It's legitimately because you're supposed to Toys to Life.
Yeah.
You're supposed to purchase these extra guys. And, like I said before... It kind of irks me because at least with Disney Infinity, if I bought the Avengers, I got 2 Avengers to play with. Or I got 1 Avenger to play with, and I could get through the whole story, everything with that guy. There wasn't like, oh, if you play as the Hulk, you're going to unlock something new.
Yeah.
It's just, oh, now you can play as the Hulk.
Yeah.
This one is very much there's actual things hidden behind these other people.
Kind of thing?
Yeah. So that's kind of irksome in a way.
Yeah.
So I can see where people are not pleased. But with that part of it, and that's where the Toys to Life thing did have to die.
Yeah.
If legitimately this stuff was DLC and they're like, as new characters come out, more stuff will come out, that's cool. But when they're just like, here's all of the things, but if you don't buy it all, you're going to be missing things. Like, I can only imagine people who bought this game physically. You actually get less than if you buy the digital package on the Switch. So if you go buy the Switch version, you do get the R-Wing, and you get Fox, and I think you get like 1 other pilot and a couple guns.
Yeah.
If you buy the game digitally, you get like 6 ships and 5 or 6 pilots and a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like, for the same price,
I'm getting more.
I'm getting more, but I don't get the really kind of junky 3D printed model of an R-Wing.
Yeah.
Because that's, again, I looked at it and you're going,
It's not that nice.
it's not that great. And Fox looks really, because he's like a Micro Machines Fox, so he's only like that big. It's not like they modeled Fox out. They legitimately put out, you remember, Mike, the Star Wars characters that used to come?
Yes.
And they were like that big. And that's what he's like this big, because he's supposed to also fit onto this, like,
It's just the ship you
the
get.
ship, because you're supposed to be able to sit there going, okay, Fox is my pilot, because it does notify the game that your pilot is that particular pilot, because they all have different moves.
Yeah.
So, I haven't tried any of the other pilots. I don't care to try any of the other pilots,
So Star Fox.
and I think that's where part of the game could benefit from, even if you have the pilot unlocked. You could have the annoying kid character be like, hey, I really need some help with this thing. Like, can you help me go get these things and do this side story? And Fox is like, sure,
I'll do
let's do it, kid.
Then you still got to be Fox.
Then you still get to be Fox. You still get to be your guy doing your thing, flying around.
The pilot you choose to be.
Yeah. So, I got back into NHL 18.
Yeah.
I forgot how to play NHL 18, so
We haven't played it in a long time.
we lost our first 2 games that I played back in the game. My stats wise, I did okay, so that, like, it's not like I will be affected, but it's still a solid game. I'm looking forward to next year's, because every 2 years is the best way to do it. That was kind of Chris's system.
Yeah.
Get it every 2 years. That way, they get the time to, like, improve those systems. Because if you think about it, it takes X amount of time to release a game. And when releasing that game, you kind of go like, okay, so you have so much development time, then you have to da-da-da-da-da-da-da. NHL, it has to come out every year. So they have a year to, like, not even a year to fully, like, come out with stuff.
Right.
So it's a tough kind of system to balance, where it's like, okay, we have to add enough new stuff to make it worth it.
A new game, yeah. Yeah.
And this year, like, NHL 19 is very much here is outdoor hockey.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
The one thing they definitely can improve on, because, our third game we played, we ended up winning in a shootout.
Right.
The shootout controls are very much like, even the computer, watching the computer do it, it's not this, like, in a shootout, they either scream towards the net and then try and deke the goalie out. The deking system, I find, even when the computer's pulling it off, is not that sophisticated, so the shootout goes to, like, the 8th shooter. Because everybody's just, like, screaming at the net and then just, like, wrist shot.
Yeah.
So it's, because the goalie can track, the little side-to-side you're trying to do.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, I watched one from the NHL the other day where he dipsy doodles around and then, like, feeds the puck that way, and you're like, wow, what? The computer doesn't do that. It's I have a hard time doing that, so I tried just the, like, little kind of little deke, and I didn't score, and then no one scored. It was zip, 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 and finally one of our guys, I don't even know how he did it, but so the Oil Kings won, and it was just like,
yay!
Yes, we nailed one, guys. We got one. I tried Modern Warfare Remastered.
Oh, yes.
I believe that's
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered.
It's a mouthful.
I am bad at shoot-to-kill games. So, as you have clearly now dubbed them, and that's what we will call them forever.
Because I can first-person shoot anything, but I can't kill anything.
So that, again, is my issue in this game, is they run you through, like, a tactical test.
Yeah.
So they give you a specific gun, they give you so many flashbangs, and you jump down, you rappel down a rope, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, kill the people. So they're just, like, stand-up cardboard people, and you're like, ba-doom, 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 and it's like, cool. Then it's like, hey, head down this. So you're sprinting, and then it's like you run downstairs, and it's like, kill the guy, ba-doom, down at the bottom of the stairs. Then you go through, and it's like flashbang. So once you've run it once, you get the system.
Yeah.
So it's kill 3 people, run downstairs, kill guy at bottom of stairs, run through door, flashbang through door, back up so you don't get blinded, kill 2 people indoor, go through next door, kill 2 people, run through thing, flashbang, kill 2 guys, run outdoor, run to end, hit button.
Yeah.
that's the sequence of events to finish this obstacle course. So I did it my third time through. Like I tried it 3 times, and then finally it's like, okay, are you done? I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm prepped, because you feel like it's more a tutorial level than anything else. But it actually is the thing that suggests your difficulty level.
Oh.
So I finished that, and it goes, you did good job. We're gonna put you on like the hardest difficulty.
Oh,
and I'm
you
like,
did it so many times.
Okay. Sure. Like if it takes me to a level, if I have to run through the level 3 times to beat it, cool.
Yeah.
No. Everything's working.
Everything's working.
I was stuck on one level for the longest time, and it's the first level. Like one of it, I was hiding behind a crate, and I'm like popping out to shoot someone, and they hit me, and I'm dead, and I'm like, oh. Online will be fun. The game was free, so you have it now. Tony has it. Chris has it. I have it. You should have it downloaded by now, so that'll be good. So we can play that multiplayer, which I think will be much more exciting than what we're currently doing. I also tried Battlefield 1 again.
Ah, okay.
So the World War I game.
Yeah.
Very story-driven. I haven't tried the online. I feel like that'll be much different, but like story-wise, I was in a tank for the entire first level that I was, like at the story that I chose. I was a tank driver.
Right.
So he's a chauffeur originally, and he gets drafted into the war, and now he's driving a tank. I don't like being in big vehicle. I am that guy that I either like running in, kamikaze, like legitimately like, what's through this door? I'll find out.
I got this guy.
Yes, I will find out for us. Guys, there's 6 other people on the other side of that door.
And they have guns.
Yeah, don't go in there.
Oh, man.
So that's either how I play, or I can, slowly but surely, like, especially single player, I do like being that guy that's like, okay, I'll duck, and I'll like, ooh, okay, there's a guy. And boom, 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 boom. How about, hey, boom, 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 boom. Because I was having fun on the second level of Modern Warfare once I beat the 1 level. You're kind of sneaking through some swamps and taking some people out. I did have fun with that, because you get the night vision goggles, and you're like, okay, I see him down. Done. Cool. Or sniping people from the top of something. Like, it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1, I'm driving a tank. Well, I'm the biggest thing out there, so everyone's shooting at me, and I'm like, okay, and you can press a button and repair the tank from the inside. But if you get hit, it stops repairing, so you gotta, like, hide behind a building.
Repair
yourself and come back out and start shooting at stuff. And it's like, okay, I just want first-person shooty, please. Yeah. And I know that's in other levels, but that's
you have to get through this first.
Yeah. So I stopped playing that because Battlefield 5 installed enough. I got Battlefield 5 because they're adding the 64-player Battle Royale mode.
Yeah. I have Battlefield 4 because it was $10.
I like Battlefield 4.
I haven't tried it.
It's an enjoyable game. I like Battlefield 4. But Battlefield 5, they're adding the Ring of Fire. That's what they're calling their Battle Royale. So it's actually a ring of fire that's closing. Not just a like mystical, magical energy shield. It is a giant thing of fire. So if it passes you, you start burning. That's what's damaging you. Is like you're now stuck in like a massive forest fire. Thing. Yeah. Hello, Pancake.
Hi. No, can you sit, please?
Just no, I don't. What? Why would I sit? Then
Girl.
Then I can't kiss you.
Good girl.
So Battlefield 5, the opening sequence. So Battlefield 1's opening sequence is you're in World War I. You're shooting people. If you die, it actually swaps you over to a new soldier. So the game doesn't actually end. It doesn't game over at that point. You just switch to a different soldier. So because you're not playing a specific story for the intro.
Right.
And it goes like, okay, this guy is from here. This is his name. He's from here. He's 18 years old. Da 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 da. Like it kind of makes you feel that whole like, holy cow, the amount of people that died in this war. Like it's supposed to get you into that setting of like, this was brutal. This was real. This was and then it completely drops that for the rest of the game because then you're specifically playing
your character?
Certain people. No, there's 5 different stories.
Okay.
Battlefield 5 starts you off by introducing you to what all the stories are going to be.
Yeah.
So there's like the ace pilot.
Okay.
So you're flying in a plane. and then when you get like shot down or you've played enough of it, all of a sudden it swoops from that, and then the camera angle changes, and now you're like a German military guy driving around in a tank.
Oh.
And then from there, like something happens, and you switch over to this guy who plays, and you kind of get the first person shooter aspect of things. And then there's an explosion, and it switches you over to this thing that like kind of takes you through what all the stories are gonna be.
It's a cool transition.
Neat transition. The online piece is really why anybody plays most of these ones.
That's what I heard.
Most of the time. I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting into some of the single player stuff, mostly because they're trying to throw me into vehicles I don't want to be in. They put me into an airplane and didn't tell me what to do.
How to pilot it.
So again, and I'm okay. Like I do the inverted controls.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm in a plane, in a cockpit. First-person shooters, especially if I'm first-person in a plane, if I pull up, because the joystick's right there, I feel
I
like
want to go,
whoop, whoop. So I'm okay with that. Third-person, I'll reverse it, because again, then I'm feeling like I'm just a person.
Yeah.
I'm not a plane at that point. But I'm in a cockpit and I'm flying, and it's like there's marks on the screen, and I'm like, am I supposed to be shooting these? Like, where am I? I'm just flying through the clouds. I'm like, this is pretty. And they're like, there's someone on your 6th. And I'm like, there's no bullets. There's not. Like, I'm just like,
I'll just fly here, guys.
I think I was supposed to go a different direction. And then it switched to another cutscene, and I'm like, I think I flew out of zone. I think I flew out of range, and the game was just like, clearly he's not ready to fly.
Let's put it into something
just
else.
push him this way. And then I finished all of that stuff, and the game had not actually finished installing. It told me it was done, but it was done to the point where it was playable. So then that stopped, and I'm like, fine, I won't play Battlefield 5 anymore. Dingy and I played some Apex. Chris and I played some Apex last night. Dogged.
Doggo.
She says, no, I must love. Chris and I played some Apex last night. He's getting much, much better. I am still not very good at that. I'm so bad at that game. Like, he's sitting there going, like, actually shooting people and killing people. I'm like, hey, there's a guy.
Hi, guy.
Hello. Did you see which gun I picked? Isn't this a nice gun?
I painted it yellow.
It's got a galaxy on it. Still not good at that game. But Chris has been doing a lot of single player and playing with other people and just kind of listening to other people talk.
Yeah.
And just kind of following instructions. So he's got a better, understanding of a lot of the map and some of the mechanics and this and that and everything. And I'm still just like, I'll run over there. I'm gonna try and pick up a gun and shoot things. And at one point, I just kept running down a hallway because there was crates. So I'm like, oh crate, oh crate, oh crate, oh crate. And finally, Chris, I think you had logged in at that point and were listening. And it's like, where are you? And I'm and I'm just like, I'm at the end of. Oh, it's a long hallway. Well, I'm over here now.
So Chris will be our squad leader.
So yeah, Chris can lead us. The only problem still with that game is we are a group of 4, and Apex is groups of 3. So last night we played some more Battlefront. Which was good because everybody got in there and all of a sudden discovered all the new like Clone Trooper stuff.
Yeah.
And they give you like 60,000 credits to unlock Clone Trooper stuff if you want to unlock Clone Trooper stuff. We did okay.
Yeah, not too bad. No, you guys did okay.
No, you did better as we continued on. Well, we still, as a unit, were not very good.
We haven't played that game for how many months?
We've not played that game in a long time, and it's funny because we were starting at one point to at least be mid-tier, or in strikes we were in the top, top part of it.
There was one you were second, I was third.
Yeah, like we were actually up there, and then yesterday I was legitimately competing just to be ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
Because we were like, 15, 16, 17, 18 out of 20 people.
I was just trying not to be 20 out of 20.
Right. Like, legitimately, you're trying to... It's like, don't be last, don't be last, don't be last, don't be last.
Don't be that guy.
And then when you're not in 20th, it's like, get ahead of Brian, get ahead of Tony, get ahead of someone else. So it's like, I can at least be like, yeah,
move up the ladder. Yeah. Move up the ladder.
I am better than you guys.
And he was, guys. He was.
No, Chris beat me for the like Chris stepped it up at the last.
Oh,
Once Chris knew I was competing, all of a sudden it was like, oh, this is how we're playing, Nick? Fine. So Chris moved up.
Moved it up.
What
does he play as? Assault? Or heavy?
Mostly heavy.
Okay.
And then I started switching it up because I was playing as Assault and I was doing okay. And then Brian's like, it's 3 times XP. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I should probably play as other stuff. And that's when my scores started going down.
Yeah.
I started eating cookies.
Yeah,
and
as soon as he ate cookies.
As soon as I started eating cookies and playing as other classes, my score started going down. So,
around mine.
Yeah, I was on par with Brian. And then the last thing both of us did, and I know both of us did, so spoiler warning, shut it off now if you have not seen Captain Marvel.
Oh,
Or do we want to do that last? Let's do that last. What have you been doing?
Me?
Yes.
So other than Battlefront 2 that we did last
Yes.
night, I played No Man's Sky.
Yes.
To scratch that itch of an open world kind of thingy-mer-bobber.
Yes.
To scratch the Satisfactory was just great.
Yes.
And I needed something to kind of take time till March 19th.
Yes.
Or I can continue my addiction for Satisfactory. No Man's Sky was not my sky.
But it's No Man's Sky, so really it's no one's sky.
Yeah. We just talked about the update in our newscast.
In the newscast, yeah. So there's an online component coming.
Too bad I uninstalled it. Because I don't know, I just didn't find it fun.
Yeah.
I think if you play with other people, you'll find it fun, but it's just, I found it more tedious and unsatisfying and just frustrating.
Yes.
I don't know why. Maybe because I'm just too much into Satisfactory.
Hey, Hollow.
Hey, Hollow.
Sorry for the late drop. You're good. Welcome.
Okay, yeah.
Welcome. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah. Talking about No Man's Sky.
Complaining about No Man's Sky.
Yeah, complaining about No Man's Sky. It's just frustrating. I don't know. Finding the materials you need is just, some of them are like 300 units away. Like and you gotta run there and then run back to your ship, and then it sends you to another place to go to, and I just did not enjoy. I was not enjoying myself, so I uninstalled it. But maybe if I'm playing with someone, which even if someone did get it, we'd probably play like once, and then we'd be like,
I was gonna say we have found Satisfactory, and
which is way better.
It has become
so,
our
I would highly recommend Satisfactory if you didn't hear me last week. Then I watched some stuff on Netflix.
Did you?
Yes.
What did you watch?
I watched Dracula Untold. It's from a long time ago with Luke Evans.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I watched that other show with Luke Evans too. I don't know why. I guess Netflix just got a lot of stuff with Luke Evans.
There you go.
It is. I think a rumor was that this movie was supposed to start the monster universe for Universal Studios.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
And then they scratched that noise, and they're like, it's going to be the Mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Entertaining movie. Mm-hmm. Cool take on vampire or Dracula.
Sure.
I guess. It's definitely an action movie. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie. I wouldn't say it's a great movie.
Yeah.
It was a movie. And I liked it.
Well, there you go.
Like, it was enjoyable. I didn't stop watching it.
It was a movie you watched?
Yes. Then I started watching a movie again with Luke Evans. Girl on a Train. I think that's the name of it.
I think you're right. Yeah.
This is about... This had Emily Blunt.
She's
Luke
a good
Evans,
actress.
Another guy, his face was recognizable. I don't remember his name.
Yep.
I think he's a Spaniard.
All right.
Kind of, yeah. But anyways, this is kind of like a mystery movie where a girl keeps riding this train and she gets obsessed about and her train passes by a house all the time.
She's riding a train. So
Yes.
it's the whole movie. It's like, I'm on a train!
And she gets I guess obsessed with this family in a house she sees every day.
All right.
So and then one woman goes missing. And what she sees kind of can contribute to solving this mystery of what happened to this woman. Mm-hmm. Also talks about her history, about her unsuccessful relationship with her husband, who is now remarried with a kid, and that stuff. And it was a very interesting mystery movie. So I did like that one. Emily Blunt, I really, really like. She did a great job in this one as well.
It's like she's a good actress.
Yeah. Luke Evans didn't do too much in this movie. He was more there just as a pretty face, I think.
Is he pretty? I honestly could not.
He's a handsome fellow.
Luke Evans. I feel like I'll know him when I see him, but
yeah, you would know when you see him.
All right.
Pretty handsome fellow.
Let's look at Luke Evans. There's Luke Evans.
He has his shirt off.
Oh, Gaston.
Yes, Gaston. Gaston. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie. It was good. I like Emily Blunt.
I like him.
I mainly watched it because Emily Blunt was in it.
Yep.
Yeah. I won't spoil it because there's like a twist in it. So
a twist?
That I recommend.
M. Night Shyamalaning?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I saw it coming.
All right.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah. I knew where it was going.
Saw the twist.
Yeah.
Saw the twist.
Yeah. But I'll let you guys figure that one out. Then I watched Beyond White Space. This is essentially it's a low budget movie. No A-list actors.
All right.
If those actors are watching, they'd be like, "I am an A-list actor."
No, they're not.
No,
they know they're not.
It is essentially Moby Dick.
Oh.
It's Moby Dick in space.
Oh. Yeah, no, I can already tell from the cover of this film that it is Sharknado territory that we are heading into here.
I did not finish this movie.
That's not surprising.
Just because the acting wasn't great in my opinion.
I could also tell you that from the pictures on their IMDb's.
And it is essentially Moby Dick. So
right.
They even at one point the captain of the ship of the spaceship has a big white whale, like kind of like a. It's not a picture. It's kind of like a those things where people have a fish. It's not like a real whale.
The mounted.
Yeah, it's
something.
like an art, like a sculpture that's just mounted. It's a big
singing
whale.
fishes on the thing. Yeah.
So I'm assuming the writer director wanted to be artistic and take a new modern take on Moby Dick. I don't think it was executed very well, and I got bored.
That's again not surprising because Dave Sheridan looks like dead, and Holt McCallney looks like he's about to pass out from loss of blood. Like this is an IMDb page of mediocrity at its best.
Yeah, the female actors obviously only hired for their looks.
Yeah.
Male actors.
Again, because bro dude and
that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was those kind of characters.
I can tell already.
Very kind of like stagnant characters. You're like, oh, it's this kind of movie.
Yep,
so,
I can already tell. Ooh, that's some good hair, Nick. Good job. Keep that on.
And then I watched a crazy documentary.
Yes.
Behind the Curve.
Which is what?
About flat earthers.
Oh, right. That's right. I knew that.
And if you're a flat earther, I'm sorry, but I am not.
No, you're a moron if you're a flat earther.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You're a moron.
Yes.
So if you believe the earth is flat, you're a giant dum-dum.
Yeah. And these flat earthers are very confident in themselves.
Yep.
They say there is science behind it to prove that the earth is flat. And they were showing their experiments in this documentary. Yeah. And you guys are not scientists. Okay, your experiments are so flawed. I had a little time in research. And oh my gosh, your research is so flawed. I don't even know where to begin.
There was
just to let you know, there are hills on Earth too.
There was someone online that posted on Twitter, like, something about coordinates and this and that, and how to travel there, and
yeah.
I forgot what it was, but it had something to do with putting in plane coordinates and how to get somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, if someone can get to this place and like, and it's not just a straight line, but actually shows that it's a curve, I'll give them $10,000, like a $10,000 reward. And so this guy goes on there and he's like, here,
yeah.
Like he posted a thing and he's like, done, 10 grand, please. Well, no, you have to do it this way. And he's like, okay. So he did it, and it was using old instruments instead of just computers and stuff. Like he had to do it mechanically, like physically. Yeah. When I say mechanically, I mean like actually, like on paper and this and that, and like chart it out.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, there you go. And the guy kept trying to just push it this much for. Well, no, you have to show me this, and you have to show me. And the guy's like, okay. Like, I'm just gonna keep going, and telling you that this is possible, and it's proving the exact opposite of what you're trying to prove. And the guy's like, and then he just went silent, and the guy's like, listen,
I
He's
want
like,
my 10 grand.
I don't need the 10 grand, but I would like you to admit you're wrong and just donate money to charity.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care if you donate $10 or $1, like, just donate
I
it.
admit you're wrong. And
Just
stop
admit
trying
you're
to
wrong
prove-
and
yes.
donate some money to charity, and we'll call it even.
Yeah.
He's like, I will forfeit the 10 grand if you do this, and the guy ended up, I think, actually going like, okay, fine.
Fine, yeah.
Like, I give. He just didn't want to spend. He just didn't want to give 10 grand.
10
Because
grand,
at this
yeah.
point, it became a. Like, there was all
big
these people
thing.
following it, going like, you owe him $10,000.
You
Like,
said it.
yeah, because if I made that bet, I would not have the 10 grand to
Yeah.
give. And I'm assuming that's where he is going like,
I don't have this money.
oh no! And now there's
I'm
like
wrong.
there's like all these
Witnesses.
tens of thousands of people who are like, give him the money.
Yeah. And that thing, this is what aggravated me the most, was how stubborn these flat earthers are.
Yeah.
And how they're all conspiracy theorists as well, because they all think this is a huge conspiracy
Against
that
them
we've made.
and us.
Yes. So everyone thinks it's like the Truman Show almost. A lot of the main guy, the head guy of this community of flat earthers, believes there is a giant screen dome above Earth to project the sun. Like, they even had an eclipse, and he stared at it without, like, he would sometimes put his lenses up. I was like, you're gonna burn the hell out of your eyes. And it just frustrated the hell out of me, being like, holy cow, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, it was a documentary that just grinded my gears, but I kept watching because I just wanted to see how stupid they were.
And that's essentially it.
Yeah, and it was a documentary it wasn't a documentary to promote Flat Earth. It was a documentary saying, this is how,
This is what they're doing, and this is why they think the Earth is. Here's my other piece. Why do they care so much?
Because they want the truth.
But then why is the Earth or the moon round?
Because it's a lie.
The moon is a lie.
The moon is a lie.
So the sun's a lie?
The sun is a lie.
Why is the Earth warm then?
Because we are built that way. Essentially, the sun and moon are like, you know those, they think the sun and moon are big lights in the sky that just rotate on an axis, like a clock.
So it can go in a circle.
Yes.
That can go in a circle.
Yeah.
But we're not a circle.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Pictures from NASA, clearly all fabricated.
Yes. They even...
Have we ever been to space according to these people? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Then someone said, we will bring you to space. And he said, no, you guys will probably just gas me and I'll get put in some room where you guys will make it look like space and it won't really be space. And I'll be like...
Legitimately, though, if someone offered to take me to space...
I'd be like, yeah, I'll go space.
I'd be like, so I can wear my GoPro, like, the whole time.
Yeah.
And, like, go through the whole... I think, one, that would be super interesting for anyone to see. The process of the whole shebang, suiting up, getting in, sitting in the cockpit, blasting off, on a GoPro. I don't know, why has NASA not done this yet? Legitimately, like...
It's a little expensive, I guess.
Well, no, you launch people into space constantly, going up to the International Space Station.
Yeah.
Put a GoPro on someone, they're like $500.
Oh, yeah, GoPro it.
The budget for the NASA, like, to send someone to space costs way more than I will donate a GoPro. Because that's my thing. It's not that NASA doesn't want to share stuff. We get stuff from Curiosity. Well, we got stuff from Curiosity, and
the astronauts always show stuff from the
totally.
Space
We had Chris Hadfield, who really pushed that piece of it all.
Yeah, and they did interview like astronauts an astronaut in this film.
But then if you go pro, they'll say the lens was rounded or the footage was edited.
That's what they say.
That's what Hollow.
Yeah, that is true, Hollow. That's what they said. It's crazy. It is so crazy. Like, I mean, we've proved the Earth was round hundreds of years ago.
Okay, it's actually funny if you watch if you watch Neil deGrasse Tyson Spaceship Earth.
Yeah.
They talk about like burning people back in the Middle Ages for saying that the Earth was round. Everybody knew it.
Yeah.
Legitimately, there was when people were like, "Oh, that ship is sinking into the horizon. The Earth must be round." Like that revelation didn't actually happen. Way before that, people were like, "Yeah, Earth round.
Earth is round.
Moon round, sun round.
We must be round.
We must be round." There was never contradictions to the fact
thought
that
the world was cubic
until 2019.
Yeah, people just start, so they're. Maybe I can draw a diagram. They think that the South Pole is actually an Arctic circle that surrounds the entire outside of the Earth.
Cool.
And everything else is inside that circle. So we are a circle, but not a sphere. And then we are a circle with we are on a disc. and there's a dome above us, and the South Pole encircles the entire area. We have an Arctic Circle that surrounds us all. And then the moon and the sun are simply like a clock above us that just move in a circle above us. And it just blew my mind about that. I don't know.
With all the fake science stuff coming out, and people like, well, this proves that no.
Well, they even brought it up too that a lot of these people were anti-vaxxers as well.
Really? Huh.
So
it was funny
going like the same group of people.
Going on that one, like I spoke to someone who didn't vaccinate people, and I'm like, okay, before I start screaming and yelling, I'm like, why? And they're like, whoa. One of the kids had a reaction to it.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, duh, no wonder you wouldn't then. That makes sense. That's fine.
That's fine.
And then I get, you tried?
You tried.
There was a reaction? You didn't, then all of a sudden you're like, okay.
Because a lot of vaccines are made from egg base. Yeah.
So that's the pieces.
Like eggs.
You're not going to be able to get vaccinated. No. That's the piece to it. So it's like, okay, I understand that.
Yes.
But yeah, people who are just like, Penn and Teller actually have a really good video if you want to watch it on that one too.
I saw that.
Where they throw like balls at the bowling pins or whatever. Yeah. Have you guys seen the video where the Flat Earthers build its own rocket? Yeah!
I haven't seen that one.
I'm not sure if this is the exact one, Hollow, but there was one guy who was raising money. He was like, I'm a Flat Earther, I'm going to build a rocket ship, and I'm going to fly myself up. And so all these people donated money to him, and it was legitimately just a guy taking advantage of Flat Earthers. So he could build his own rocket ship because he just wanted his own rocket ship.
That's smart.
I don't know if this is the same guy, but legitimately, yeah. If a Flat Earther built his own rocket, what's gonna get proven? Like,
he built a real rocket and crashed. Apparently,
didn't calculate it right. Oh no, it's round. It blew his mind so hard he just crashed.
Or use some Boeing technology.
Oh.
Too soon? Too soon. Sorry.
No, but legitimately, that's an interesting thing with that, because it's amazing to me how people are just skipping out on science.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, that science doesn't work. And it's like, then what science are you what are you using?
That's like what they talked about, like, it's almost like science is becoming a religion.
The other Flat Earthers argued that the helmet was made by NASA so that his vision would have been tricked.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. They have all these excuses to say how it's... Yeah.
See, and again, I understand people like the moon landing. Oh, it's faked. You know what? Go with it. Pancake. Like, it's one of those things where it's... Sure, believe the moon landing didn't happen.
Yes.
We clearly have the International Space Station. You can legitimately look through a telescope and find it.
Yeah, we have cameras on Mars. We have a rover on Mars.
And again, people could be like, well, that's just in a
that's
studio.
Arizona.
Yeah. There's just a robot roaming the deserts of Arizona.
Yeah.
You see a guy come up to it like...
Cut that footage! Cut the footage!
Ow! Yeah, what an interesting little take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Anyways, if he got to space, his helmet was made by NASA, so it was going to trace.
Yeah.
Well, then he has to make the ultimate sacrifice and take that helmet off.
Yeah, he's going to have to try.
Again, also, take cameras with you.
Yeah.
They don't need a helmet.
They don't need a
helmet.
And
if you're flying your own thing with your own cameras, what is NASA, like, in leagues with Best Buy? Well, that guy's going out into space. His GoPro has to have a rounded lens.
Oh boy.
Legitimately, like that, I don't get why we stopped believing science.
I don't know. Well, that's what they talked about, like, it's almost as science is becoming a religion now.
They claim that cameras can be edited by government and so on. You can't I know you can't change their mind, and that's the worst part about it all is...
Which is where science is becoming almost like a religion, where you only believe the science you choose to believe. Which is completely, like, not what science is.
I was going to say that's the opposite of science.
Exactly. That's again becoming, like, religion, where you're believing what you want to believe, and that's fine.
Sure.
As long as it's not hurting other people.
Which this is.
Please don't hurt other people.
The whole point to science, and I mean, we teach this, is you have to prove the things
Yes.
that you are claiming.
Yes.
The whole point to, again, a religion is that you can say this happens because of this.
Yes.
We don't need to prove it because it's clearly, it's from this all-powerful
your
person.
belief.
Again, I was looking at St. Patrick. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day.
Day.
Depending on where you're from, it might already be St. Patrick's Day. But it's one of those things where St. Patrick, whose name was not Patrick at all, it's one of those things that sainthood and Catholic Church and whatever. He was a slave. He actually got kidnapped as a kid. From Wales. He got grabbed by raiders on the beach one day, hauled off to Ireland.
Oh, gosh.
So he was working with sheep and, farm animals. And one day he went to sleep and he heard a voice that told him to make for the coast. Like this specific part of the coast.
Yeah.
It was the voice of God. I'm sitting there with kids and going and this is what happened, he thinks.
Yeah.
So we have to go off of, this is what he believes happened.
And experienced.
Yes. Was that the voice? Was it legitimately, he just had a really vivid dream of a boat?
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know.
And the kids are like,
Okay.
yeah. That's how you have to look at religion.
Yeah.
We don't look at science that way.
No,
if I water a plant and a plant grows, and I do it again and again and again and again, and I keep getting the same results, the plant grows because I'm adding water.
Science is repeatable.
Correct.
It can be...
It is provable. If I can do it, you can do it. That's the whole point to science is I'm supposed to be able to do this. You're supposed to be able to replicate it under the same circumstances.
Replicate it. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
And that's what's driving me nuts. And Hollow, you're exactly right. You can't change their minds no matter how many times you point it out. You have that kid who went in front of Congress for the anti-vaxxing thing, and his mother's sitting there going, I'm still trying. His mom won't talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And is this where the education system, how widespread is the flat earthing thing? Is it mostly the States?
Mostly the States, yes.
Like North America, yes. I guess I shouldn't just
It's
peg
mostly
the States,
North America.
Yeah.
Not much.
So is it our education system that's failing people?
I think it's the ideology of, conspiracy theory. If I'm the first one to,
get this out there,
I can be famous and awesome. That's my thought. I don't know if that's true. Okay, could be just people are really just this dedicated to find the truth about this.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
But then science it.
Yes. Properly, they were showing that we have our own science to show. Their science was bull.
But again,
crap.
Then I should be able to repeat it.
Yes.
That's the piece is you should be able to do an experiment and I should be able to go,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And repeat. That's where I had that's where I just my mind can't wrap myself around this because it's cool that people are trying to disprove stuff. We should always be working on that. We should always be working on finding the absolute truth.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. If you don't believe something, by all means,
go for it.
Disprove whatever you can.
Yeah, but do not use biased science. Do not.
You can't.
You gotta do it right. You
yeah.
gotta do it right. And if you're wrong, you just gotta admit you're wrong.
Or you sit there going, well, I tried. The science clearly shows that I was wrong, and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And that's where, like Hollow says, we can't change their minds. That's the problem.
Yes.
Is with science, legit science, we should be able to be like, hey.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Please.
Science should dictate how we roll with all of this stuff.
Yes.
Again, we study simple machines. We know how wheels turn. We know how a car works. A car is not magic.
Yeah.
You know, like we know how a car functions. We know how energy functions. We know how these things happen. Now, again, if you're going to sit there and go, I can find a better way to use these things, or I can say that, oil isn't a really good power source, or if we did this to oil, it can be a better power source.
Yeah.
By all means, science it up, do the thing. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing.
And it's growing. It's actually growing still.
I know there was a conference in our city, one of the biggest ones in Canada for flat earthers, and I'm like, did people just buy tickets because they wanted to see?
And they sold out.
See, now part of that I feel like there's people going there like, I need to see the crazy for myself.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Because legitimately, at one point, I'm like, do I go? Not that I support, but then it's like, no, because then you're giving them money.
You're giving them money.
I don't need them to have money. I'm just, is there a webcam I can observe from to see who I should no longer speak to?
Yeah.
Who I should disassociate myself
Yeah.
with? Yeah.
It's nuts. I can't believe
I can't believe
come
science.
back to this.
But it never was this. That's the problem. Morons in the Middle Ages who like put leeches on themselves to cure whatever disease they had still went Earth round.
Earth round, yes.
That person's clearly a witch, and I'm gonna burn them. But the Earth is round.
Yeah.
They knew. People burning witches knew the Earth was round.
Just saying.
Just going to that point where they burned people because they thought they were using black magic, but they knew the Earth was round.
Yes. Yeah.
They also didn't know where India was, but that's a whole nother story.
That's
like
another
people were morons, but they knew the Earth was round.
And then at some point they're like, "Hey, dude, you're wrong. This is not India.
Yeah.
This is North America."
It's on a giant turtle.
Yeah.
But that's like, welcome to Turtle Island, not India.
Yeah.
Legitimately, that's like the crazy piece to me is, and again, they it's taken time, but we've realized it. People were wrong. It's like, oh,
we're human. We make mistakes.
We make mistakes. That's the whole point. Is we learn from those mistakes.
I'm not always right.
I tell this to a lot of us use this one. The guy who made the Dyson vacuum went through like 10,000 iterations of that thing before he finally nailed it. Yeah. Like that's the piece is you got to make mistakes to get to the right answer, but you have to be willing to go sit there and once you get the right answer, go, oh. So yeah, build your rocket, fly up. Oh, the Earth is round. Darn.
Yeah.
Or is it once you get so high you've gone through an invisible like polyamorous screen or whatever that you can see through like
if we had technology like that I'd be just like
I'd be pissed that we're not using it more.
Exactly, that'd be what I'd be more angry about.
You're telling me I have like pretty much VR capabilities all over the place and we're not using them?
We have the finances to make this giant dome that can project things.
Yeah, we should be world hunger should not be a problem at that point. Oh, that's fabricated by the government as well.
Yeah, right.
Everything's a government conspiracy.
Anyways, we were going to talk about. Are we going to put up the spoiler?
I don't know if I have it. I don't have it anymore, Brian.
Oh,
hold on.
okay.
Let's see if I can find it. TV stuff. It might be under. Nope.
For this next bit, the very end of our show.
There's the button.
There it is. There, you found it.
I found the button. Spoilers.
Should we put it on your little quick thing in the future?
At one point, I will.
Oh, okay.
This thing needs an update because pieces of it aren't working.
Oh.
Not all. Some of it's working. Not all of it's working. Spoilers for Captain Marvel.
Yes.
So, Hollow, if you're listening, whoever else is watching, if you have not seen Captain Marvel,
please stop watching.
Please stop watching us. We love you all, or mute us. So you can lurk and we can get all the lovely views, but not
but the spoiler sign is up.
The spoiler sign is on the TV. It's right here. Spoilers.
I wonder if we should make that like red.
Just
like real standout.
So, spoilers in 10, 9,
8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Captain Marvel!
That came out on International Women's Day.
Yeah, it did.
Which was great.
It's actually funny because, I don't know, there's one worldwide big box office draw, good work on their part. I think like fourth most biggest grossing movie worldwide ever. Cool. Good for them. I enjoyed this film. We'll go there quickly.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. It's not top tier Marvel, but none of the origin movies are.
No.
Again, people sit there going, well, it's no Thor Ragnarok. And I'm like, yeah, but it took 2 mediocre Thor movies to get to Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Like, Captain America to me is the only one that nailed it in all 3 movies, because I really did enjoy First Avenger, I really did enjoy Winter Soldier, and I enjoyed Civil War.
Yes.
Those 3 are really a solid trilogy to me. Yeah. And I know people find the first Captain America movie kind of boring. I enjoyed it.
Really? I liked it.
The setting's a little. They're like, it's slow. It's this. It's that. I get it,
I get it.
but I
guess
did
get
like it.
I really
I
liked
thought as an action movie and a World War II flick, it was really good.
was
And then
really
they stepped
good.
it up to the spy espionage movie, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
they have blown my mind. And
Yeah.
then they pulled off Civil War somehow. And I mean, there's plot holes in there, but it was still a decent
Yeah.
flick. But you're not getting... Like, Doctor Strange, same thing. Cool flick, but it's not top tier.
No.
It's mediocre. It's an origin movie. Things have to progress in a
Yeah.
certain fashion to introduce us to these characters.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, well, Black Panther was better. Yeah, because they spent a lot of time in Civil War introducing Black Panther so that they could take off in Black Panther's movie
And
without
almost have
doing a
their
lot of
own-
setup.
It's almost like it's
Same with
sequel
Spider-Man.
almost, yeah. Same with Spider-Man.
He was introduced in Civil War, so we got to kind of jump right into his story.
Into a different story, yeah.
Captain Marvel is super new.
Yep.
Her story in the comics is super convoluted.
Yep.
Like, she's all over the place.
Yes.
Considering
She
she
is-
was once a dude.
Yep. She is like one of the most powerful Marvel heroes
Yeah.
ever created.
But that's the thing is, like, she's all over the place. She was Miss Marvel at one point.
Yeah.
She was Marvel at another
Marvel.
point. Like, before she was Marvel, someone else was Marvel.
Yeah.
Who gave the powers to
her.
Captain or Miss Marvel. Like, it's so far out there. They're like, we have to solidify this movie and make
Yeah.
sure people know who she is while she's going
Yeah.
on. So we get this movie where people have complained where she has no personality for the first bit of the movie.
And that there's an explanation
Which
for that.
there's next. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I'm like, that's one of the biggest complaints. And he goes, well, and I'm like, she doesn't have. And I'm like, this isn't even a spoiler. In the first 60 seconds of the movie, you find out she doesn't remember her
She
past.
doesn't remember her past. And if you took away my memories, like your experiences make who you are.
Correct.
If I forgot all of that, I don't think I would have much person. I'd be like, yeah, my name's Brian.
And then the next piece, and you're whoever someone's told you are. So
Yeah.
again, the next piece of it is Jude Law saying, "Push down all your emotion. That does not make
Exactly.
you a good fighter." Veers. So one, your name's not Carol, your name's Veers,
Veers.
and that's all you know.
Yeah. You're told to suppress your emotions.
And you've told that you've been given these powers by the Kree
yes.
as a gift to protect their people.
Yes.
So legitimately, like, there's all this stuff going on. No wonder she has no personality, and she does. There's a bit of a tweak, and it pops out every once in a while where she's smirky and she doesn't always listen to the rules.
Exactly. A little
So
rebellious.
there is that
There
piece
is.
in there. I didn't find that as a problem.
No,
to this film.
that actually contributed to the story. Like,
Yep.
she's there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the back of her mind, she's
There's something
there.
she knows that there's more to it.
Yeah,
She's trying to remember it.
Of who she truly is, and
Yeah.
then there is who she is right now when she's kind of been almost mind
Yep.
controlled.
Well, and then I watched Mark Bernardin, who's Kevin Smith's second right-hand man on the Fat Man Beyond podcast. And since Kevin Smith's working on Jay and Silent Bob Rebooted, he's like, well, here's my take on it. And his big thing was there wasn't a lot of investment into her past and having her find her past. Like, we do get some of those bigger revelations, but they come like halfway through the flick.
Yeah.
Whereas if they kind of, if she walked into the bar and she was like, okay, like, it's giving me this feeling of something, maybe that would have hit home a little harder. But it kind of did. She walked into the bar and she did have those little flash. Yeah, there was those little, like, voom, 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 voom. And she's like, hey, I belong here. I got the feeling like she knew she belonged on Earth.
Yes.
Because when they got to the base and she sees herself in a picture, again, we're all in spoiler territory, but she sees herself. It's not a complete revelation. Like, she was
it's like
looking for herself.
Yeah.
So I got the fact that she knew she was from Earth, and she knew this was familiar, and she knew this is
Yeah.
where she belonged, and she had been here before.
Yeah.
And she was trying to now unravel that mystery.
Yeah.
She was still hunting the Skrulls.
Yeah.
Like, her main mission was still hunt Skrull, take
Skrulls.
down Skrull. But there was also now this subplot of, like, I've been here, and I should know what's going on.
And then again, she was always told to suppress her emotions.
Yeah, so again, that piece of it is like, okay, we'll pause that until I find the Skrulls and save whatever we're calling that K, whatever we ended up calling Earth in the movie. K233 or something stupid.
Something, a number.
It was a letter and then a number. We
Yeah.
were a letter and a number. That's how we were
B63.
classifying it.
I don't know.
Either way, I thought that part was cool. People also complained Sam Jackson was too happy.
What?
There are a lot of the complaints. Like, this is why I'm bringing it up, because these are the things that people are going like, that people are complaining about. Sam Jackson as Nick Fury. We're not getting Nick Fury. We're getting Nick Fury. And so if you look into it a bit more, he holds up his badge at one point. He is level 3.
Yeah.
In S.H.I.E.L.D. He is in Winter Soldier level 10. So that's 7 levels within S.H.I.E.L.D. And we know, like, level 7's pretty high from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they moved to level 8, which is, like, super covert because Coulson's still alive and you have to be above level 8 to know that Coulson's still around, right? Yeah. So, like, that's the piece is, like, levels of S.H.I.E.L.D., to get to 10 from 3 is a fairly big deal.
Yeah. And I can tell you, as you get older, you get a little more bitter with life.
We don't know what's happened to Fury in all of those years.
Some shit.
Yeah.
He said the mother effer a lot of times.
Yes.
Yes.
Coulson in this movie is a rookie, so again we get that piece of like, okay, if he's the rookie,
good to see Coulson.
It's good to see Coulson. He looked a little plastic, but
he did.
They didn't spend as much time on his CG as they did Sam Jackson's.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson really he looked like a younger Sam Jackson, which was really cool
compared to his like previous.
Yep. And like I said, Sam Jackson's always kind of looked old, unless you go way back to like Die Hard.
Like way back, yeah.
Like Die Hard 3, he like if you look at footage from that, he looked younger. As soon as like Mace Windu rolled around, he was already starting to like he was starting to age.
Yeah.
And then he kind of
Shaft.
He looked older. So yeah, they got rid of
Sammy J.
None at all because you're still a beautiful,
awesome.
beautiful man. But
you're awesome.
He did. They got rid of just enough of any kind of wrinkles or that kind of thing happening. He did. He looked young. Great. He looked buff. He looked big. Like his stature was there. Which
he had
was
his eye.
The big, he had an eyeball. Some good twists in this movie.
Very yes. I don't know the story.
They changed things.
Yeah.
Things definitely changed from comics.
Yes. The story I didn't expect.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the twist at all.
So the big piece of this all is now the Skrulls necessarily aren't bad guys, which I think is going to add a lot to this cosmic universe that is coming in Phase 4.
Yes.
As in, they need a lightspeed drive to get away from the Kree. That's the big piece to this all. People were confused about that because we saw the link jumping from Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's a jump point right close to Earth.
Yeah.
We see Ronan come through it.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, if that's right there, why do they need a lightspeed drive? And it's like to get somewhere beyond those jump gates.
Exactly, because they don't want to be chased anymore.
Yeah.
They don't want to be hunted down anymore.
So again, a lot of questions people are asking. I'm like, I don't think you watched the whole...
Or you didn't pay attention.
I don't think, you weren't paying
details.
attention while you were watching the movie.
Yes.
And they're not small details. Again,
I guess that's
you're
true,
building a lightspeed drive to go really fast in a
Fast.
direction that they can't get to you.
Yeah.
So...
Because they're hurting you.
Yeah. People complained, again, I'm just going through complaints online. Captain Marvel doesn't have any weaknesses. As soon as she, like, unlocks her true potential, she just becomes this ultimate badass and starts kicking butt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the finale to the film.
Yeah. And she is one of the most powerful superheroes that Marvel has ever created.
So then the question, well, where do you go from here if she's so powerful? They'll figure it out. It's not the time to figure it out now. Like, in the end of a movie, you're like, oh, there's her weakness.
Yeah.
Let her kick some butt. Her weakness the entire time has not been knowing who she is and,
Yes.
like, and pushing back that part of herself.
Yeah.
Let her kick some butt for the last part of the movie. And then let her go away.
Yeah.
We'll figure the rest out later.
Exactly.
She's going to have weaknesses.
Exactly.
Because they're like, well, Superman even has kryptonite. Well, she's going to have kryptonite. You can't build a superhero without a weakness.
Yes. They just haven't shown you yet.
Right.
Yeah. Another complaint I think a lot about was why didn't Nick Fury call her earlier?
Kevin Feige responded.
Exactly. Kevin Feige did respond.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he did.
Maybe she didn't.
We just
show
didn't
up.
see it. She's very busy.
She's a very busy person.
Yeah. Maybe Nick Fury didn't think that this was obviously beyond the Avengers because people are actually disappearing.
So, I think, and part of the thing that I'm thinking of is, like she says in the movie, when she hands him the pager, like, this is just for emergencies.
Emergencies, yes.
Now, again, the Chitauri invasion, maybe he presses it.
Maybe.
And he's sitting there going, like, okay, it's not an instant thing. Let's get the Avengers rolling.
Yeah.
Because in the movie we do see the post-credit scene of the Avengers. Clearly they have had that thing on for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Like they've made sure, like Bruce Banner points out that they've hooked it up to its own separate battery
Power
source
source.
to make sure that it stays charged and keeps transmitting the
Yeah.
thing. Clearly it's been on a while,
Yeah.
and it takes her a while to get back. So Sam Jackson in the other movies might have like
Stop the signal.
hit the button,
Yeah.
and then the Avengers did their thing, and he's like, "Oski doskies, problem solved. Bloop, never mind."
Yeah.
And Captain Marvel's like, you know, an eighth of the way to Earth, like,
Oh.
okay,
Yeah.
veer back.
Because, like, let's look at it this way. It takes light 7 minutes to get from the sun to the Earth.
And she's beyond the sun.
And
She's out of our solar
way
system.
beyond our solar system. And it's a modified pager, guys. Like, I
Yeah.
understand she could add technology, but it's still basically a pager.
Yeah, so even if she's pinging off, like, space cell phone towers, it's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while. So
that's my piece. Like,
yeah.
I never... Again, she hands the pager over, and it's a... Who says he... Again, it's exactly right. Who says he hasn't pushed it?
Just because it doesn't happen on screen doesn't mean it never happened. Like,
Yeah. Because they're even... When the Sokovia stuff happened, because people were like, well, that took days.
yeah.
Because they traveled from here to there. Like, she couldn't show up by then, and it's like... We don't know where she was. We don't know if she got the page. Yep. We don't know if this happened. We don't know if that happened. They don't have to show Nick Fury every time something's happening, like...
Oh my god, let's hit the pager.
Okay, it's been hit. She might be here within the week.
Yeah. That would be a terrible movie.
Yeah. We'll wait. Meanwhile, Ultron's
Everything's
destroying
just destroyed
everything. Like, that's my piece to it, is there's the potential that he's hit the button.
Yeah.
The Avengers have taken it off and done their thing.
Yeah.
And then they've stopped like, essentially, it's if Ultron would have succeeded and most of the world would have exploded...
He probably would have...
Well, the button would have already been pressed.
He wouldn't have turned it off, though.
Right. And then Captain Marvel would have shown up and been like, oh, no,
Oh.
I am super late to this party, but I'm going to do what I can.
Do what I can, yeah. This one, like, at the end of... okay, if you haven't seen Avengers Infinity War...
You're now the
too
only
bad.
person who hasn't, so get on it.
The fact that Nick Fury is disappeared, he's like, well, shit.
Yeah.
The Avengers obviously failed. I need to hit this button.
Yeah.
Because he knew
Well, and again,
what was going on.
all of that was in a very short span of time.
Exactly.
And you have to look... Again, you have to look at the last movie also a little differently. Big spaceship shows up in New York. Tony Stark goes missing. Spaceship also gone.
Yes.
Problem sort of solved.
Kind of solved.
So, like, again, Nick Fury's going,
Okay.
okay,
We're
cool.
okay.
The last thing you hear Nick Fury saying is that ships are coming down over Wakanda.
Yes.
Like, that's the radio, is like, those ships are showing
up.
You know, all of that. So he's finally getting that radio news, like, okay, spaceships are showing up over Wakanda. I know that most of my guys are going to be there handling that problem. Yeah. And all of a sudden, people start crashing. Helicopters start doing their thing. For all we know, again, this is when he goes,
your right-hand agent just disappears.
Well, and this is where we're pressing, like, this is the point where I press the button every single time.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case. Because things be going down.
Yeah, so this time we just get to see him press the button.
We actually... Yeah.
As opposed to all the other movies where they're not showing him press the button because it's... then you have to show him pressing it again, going like, false alarms.
And then in our... Like, for viewers, it's a false tease for a Marvel movie.
Correct.
Out, right?
That's all we need is that little...
We don't need that. You don't need that.
Why hasn't he pressed the button and called her before? Yeah. He probably has, and then he's probably canceled it because, again, the Avengers have been able to handle it.
Rectify the situation.
Because, again, it clearly shows it takes a while for her to show up.
Yes.
Like, they added that in there almost to be like, listen, like, they've attached it to its own power source. Now the signal's done, and it's like, get it back on. We've been watching this thing for months. It's clearly got to do something. Like, it could have been 3 months, and all of a sudden she's popping in going like, where's Fury?
Yeah.
You know.
There, guys, that's her weakness. She cannot control time like Doctor Strange.
Man, her and Doctor Strange are going to make the best team ever. Except he's dead.
Except he's dead.
Goose was cool.
Oh, I loved Goose. Obviously a bit changed from the original comics, but
yes, because
it was more of a Top Gun kind of.
Yes, that was the Top Gun reference.
Yes.
There were a lot of cool 90s references in that movie.
Yes, I love that.
One that some people sort of, like, I took it as, there was a scene closer to the end where her friend is piloting a ship and they're getting chased down by another ship, and she, like, moves around some kind of mountainous type regions in a desert area, and it was very Independence Day to me.
Oh, yes, yes.
So to me, that was very much an Independence Day montage.
Yes.
And I was just waiting for, like, when she blew it up to be like, welcome to Earth, bitch.
Or
Like, whatever it
It's
happened
like
to be.
Will Smith that.
Except that movie hadn't come out yet
Yes.
in the timeline, but in my brain it was just like, that would have been perfect to me, is like if she would have pulled the line before Will Smith actually did.
Yeah.
But it was still like an homage to the 90s of this.
It
Like,
was. All those action flicks and...
well, but it was very Independence Day. Like, as soon as I'm watching it, I'm like,
I've seen this.
I've seen this exact...
Someone's gonna crash into the canyon.
Legitimately, like, you're sitting there going, like, someone's gonna hit a rock wall, and they, instead of hitting a rock wall, they just met, you know, a bunch of laser shots in front of them.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff there. The Blockbuster, obviously.
Great touch.
Payphones. The Radio Shack
Radio
right next to the
Shack.
Blockbuster.
What else?
All those nice little pieces they kept kind of throwing in. I need to see the movie again to do a scroll count.
Yeah.
Because I believe there's one left here.
Yes.
I believe
That would be
I
cool.
believe there's one left, because there was the one that impersonated Coulson
Yes.
that died.
That died.
He was on the autopsy table.
Yeah.
There was the one that went back into space, like
Yep.
their leader.
Yep.
There was the science guy
Science guy.
who died.
Because there was usually 4 of them.
There was
right?
4 of them that
Yeah.
showed up. So I feel like that's where, because people are like, well, now they won't do Secret Invasion because the Skrulls aren't evil. For all we know, that last guy got left because they're like, what happened to Jim?
Yeah.
Is Jim with us? We can't find him.
Yeah.
Jim? Jim's like, I'm not coming out of hiding yet. Like,
Yeah.
you know, oh no, this is scary. Because I feel like Jim's the guy that was on the train.
Yes.
Like the one that escaped there.
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
took off and was just like, I'm a blend in, I'm a blend in, I'm a blend in, I'm a blend in, I'm a blend in.
It was the old lady, and then...
And then he was no, and then he was the guy, and then he was
some
no
guy that-
one.
Yeah.
Like he disappeared.
He
He
just
escaped.
disappeared.
And so that's my piece, is like, I feel like that Skrull got away,
Yeah.
and that Skrull is going to slowly start his own little thing, and that's
Yeah.
where Secret Invasion might pop
Yeah.
out from, is that lone Skrull who's like, I will avenge my people!
Oh, yeah. Or we don't even know what happens with the Kree Skrull War.
We know that Ronan's still around.
Yeah. Maybe something happens where this guy ends up blaming Captain Marvel, and then
Right.
he's angry at Earth.
Super Skrulls obviously could be a different Skrull. Like
Something
there's
else.
and again, we know there's pockets of them all over the place, so one of
Exactly.
them could become that like terrorist group of Skrull
Yeah.
type people.
Yeah.
There's so many things where people are like, well, that ruins this story, and I'm like,
like, no,
really?
no. No.
Just like on Earth, there's jerks everywhere.
Exactly. Just because we're the same species doesn't,
Doesn't
mean
mean
we all
we're-
agree with, like...
We should all agree that
We-
not killing people's the right thing to do, but you know what?
Fortunately, we all have our own minds.
Yeah, unfortunately,
we
are
do have
free
freedom
will.
of free will.
So,
Fortunately and unfortunately.
yeah, I dig most of this.
Yeah.
People got confused with the Tesseract timeline.
There's a good thing on the internet for that.
It doesn't. Well, and again,
it's
as long as
fine.
you've watched the movies recently, because they're
Yeah.
like, well, the last one they dug it out when they got Captain America out of the ice. No,
No.
Howard Stark found the Tesseract long before they found Captain America.
Yes.
So he had it in his grasp when S.H.I.E.L.D. was being formed. Clearly, he gave it to the Pegasus Project, or the government took it and gave it to the Pegasus Project to do their thing with.
Yep.
Those pieces. There's people online that are pissed that Mar-Vell was a woman who didn't have powers,
Okay. Yeah.
and
I can.
that's my piece where I go, the comics are so convoluted and weird.
Yeah. They had to have.
I
some...
don't mind that change.
Yeah.
I don't mind that all of a sudden we didn't have this like superpowered person doing these things.
Yeah.
I dig that Mar-Vell was a scientist who was trying to help, who developed these technologies, who did all of this stuff. Like, I was cool with that piece. I didn't need Mar-Vell to be Mar-Vell.
Yeah. Fine for me.
Fine for me.
Fine for me.
It's one of those things where yeah, people were like, well, you know, they're supposed to have powers and this and that and everything else. And it's like, really? Really? Do they really need the powers? Does she really need those powers? I don't think she did. I think this was the cool way to do it. Again, there's the people online who complained that Marvel was a female, and I'm like,
it's okay, guys.
we can all get over that hump now, please.
Yeah.
We're done with that. If you're going to complain that she didn't have powers, totally valid, totally cool, because in the comics she did, in this she didn't. I think this was the better way to do it. Again, people were complaining because, again, Brie Larson has made comments. Forgot which magazine it was, but it was a women's magazine. And she got the interviewer who was a disabled black woman. And the lady's like, can I ask why you chose me? Because she did. Brie Larson specifically asked her to do the interview. Yeah. And it was like, well, why did you choose me? And she goes, I find that there's too many white men doing this kind of stuff online and giving their opinions online and not enough of anybody else. Yeah. There's nobody else doing this online. Nobody gets the chance to do it. Nobody gets the... So that's why she chose her. Like,
and then that kind of blew
and then people are like, she hates white men.
It's like...
Guys, I'm sick of most white guys doing that kind of stuff online.
Yeah.
Like...
to give someone else an opportunity, why not? Why not?
And again, and people are sitting there going, well, is it really, like, a valid opinion? Like, what's the difference between her opinion and a white guy's opinion? There's a lot of difference between anybody.
Yeah.
But specifically, like, Hollywood is very much, and the internet and media is very much... Hello. Which is fine. But I also, again, want to know how Black Panther makes a certain person feel from a different perspective and a different group of people. Yeah. I have not lived the life of that person or that group of people, and I can't. I cannot, like, sneak my way in to a group of people and be like, what up, yo?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try and subvert this culture. We can do it with groups of, like, animals, because they're animals.
Yeah.
People a little bit smarter. Again, I can't just show up and be like, I am Chinese. Teach me your ways, Chinese people. And you can't watch them from afar. They're going to see you.
They're going to see, yes. They're going to see you.
Documenting day number 262. They continue to look at me like they know I'm here.
Like I'm a crazy person.
Yeah. They continue looking at me like they know I'm here. So again, female perspective, because again, this is a female superhero. Like, I think it's a cool movie overall, because stuff blows up. Sam Jackson's cool. Brie Larson has, like, enough of the wit and humor that I'm like, yeah, this is going to be good.
Yep.
You know, the knowing smile to Stan Lee makes me, like, you know, bubble up inside all happy.
Oh,
Like, I was cool with the movie.
I really liked that movie.
But that's the thing, and that's kind of why I find our podcast to be we're at least a little bit better than some other podcasts. Theoretically, you could watch them from a distance. Satellites do exist. You're correct,
Hollow. That's correct. Do we have access to said satellites?
I can't Jane Goodall them, though. Like, I can't just be like, they've come to accept me as one of their own.
Yeah.
I can ask questions, and I can be a decent human being and try to find out more about other cultures, which I try to do. But like, that's one of those things where, and again, I like this podcast because at least we do have, you know, you and Tony who are Chinese. And again, not that you are like,
I'm not very good.
You're a horrible Chinese person.
I'm born in North America.
Yeah.
I grew up with North American culture.
Yes.
I actually I get frowned upon when I'm in China.
Yes. Well, because you're not.
People don't like me.
And that's, again, to a point. Your parents are both from China. Like,
exactly,
you grew up slightly different. Like, again, your background different from my background. Again, because of where people were from and how they were raised and all of that piece of it. So we at least get a little bit of that. We have no females on this because all the females we know don't watch any of this stuff or do any of this.
We had one that was interested, but she didn't want to be on camera. My coworker.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, our show is
on
camera.
Yeah.
But legitimately, that's one of those things where the more perspectives we get, the better it is. So people getting mad because she says there's too many white guys doing interviews. You're correct.
You're correct.
There are too many white people covering media.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to think of, like, There's some, but there's not many.
No.
There's not many.
So that's my thing.
Yeah.
And the more people who we get reviews from, the better. Unless they're just on Rotten Tomatoes as the audience people clicking that they hated the movie because this woman said that she wants more, like, less white guys. And again, she didn't say less white guys. She just said more people.
Yeah. Again, that's another bias of people going, nah.
See, I win because I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I want people to review movies. I want more people to see these movies. I want everybody to enjoy these movies.
Yeah.
So, again, if I'm reading a review, I don't look at the name and go, oh, clearly this person is from, like, Ukraine. I'm not going to trust what they have to say.
Yeah.
I'm just going to
Then
read
that's bad.
I'm going to read the review and go, oh, this person didn't like the movie. I'm not legitimately going to go, this person didn't like the movie. Where are they from? What do they look like?
Yeah.
Who are they her name's, Susie.
Yeah.
Clearly she doesn't know what she's
talking about. I would slap you.
I would slap me. I don't know. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a totally cool movie. Anybody who's not seeing this movie because Brie Larson is a female and the whole movie is, trying to, like, encourage woman power, you're a moron. It's a cool flick. It's not the best movie. It's not the best Marvel movie.
No.
But
it's a solid Marvel has a high bar for their best
Marvel
movie.
has a high bar. So, and again, when I watched this, I thought Wonder Woman was a better flick.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it.
But I thought Captain Marvel is up there. It's a good flick. It's not bottom tier Marvel flicks.
No.
It's a good movie.
Good movie. Good movie.
I liked Brie Larson. I look forward to seeing more of Brie Larson.
I know.
People are mad because they're like, well, they're just replacing our Avengers with her now, and they're forcing her down our throats. And it's like, yeah, because they're losing contracts.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is not going to keep making movies because you want him to.
He has to, move on.
So we need new heroes. They might as well be cool.
She's quite attractive.
She's a very attractive person. She also, she apparently sings. She has albums.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're not very good.
No.
No, she's. It's a good thing she got out of that business.
She tries.
She did try.
She would do way better than I ever would.
She did try. And I do like the bluntness that we're getting out of a lot of newer, younger actors with a lot of stuff. Because she even did one of those Wired Google interviews.
Yes.
Where they type in, like, Brie Larson, and then she has to, like, pull the thing off. And it was like, I forgot what one of the things was, and she's like, why do you care? Like, really, like, why are people looking this? That's just weird.
This is just weird.
And you're like, way to be blunt about it, yo. Like, way to not just answer questions in a, like, some of them she's like, no. And you're just like, oh, fine. Don't answer my question. Yeah, she seems like a pretty cool person and who's speaking her mind, which, again, she is completely allowed to do.
Yeah, and she didn't say it in a hurtful way.
No, not once. I have read all of the things that she's actually said.
Yeah, and relative to the other things that are out there that you guys vote for as well. Yes.
You dog are
politics.
The thing.
So,
I didn't need it, but she just wants to eat everything.
Yeah, I like eating paper.
Fiber. Either way, if you haven't seen Captain Marvel, go see Captain Marvel. Hold on, I'm going to hit a button. We can't do spoilers anymore. I'm going to do one more talk, but it's not spoilery because it's all over the internet. The Stan Lee cameo in this film.
Yes.
Not his last one. They've confirmed he does have another one coming.
He does have others. That they have
This one's really cool, though, so if you can, go to Kevin Smith's YouTube. Check it out, because he has the perfect, like, 9-minute video explaining the whole process.
Yeah.
Essentially, Stan Lee wasn't feeling very good. Like, he was kind of... this was closer to the end when he did this. So the voice you're hearing is actually from alternate takes of Mallrats.
Yes.
But they did... And Kevin Smith knew this was coming, so this wasn't like he went to the movie theater and blindsided by this, and he was weeping the whole movie. But... because they had to get permission, and they had to get the sound bites, and they had to get all of that kind of stuff. So he knew this was coming, but Stan Lee is reading. He's on the train, and he's reading the script for Mallrats. It's actually Stan Lee. It's not CGI. They didn't just CGI him in to give him a cameo.
No.
The only thing that's somewhat fake about it is his voice.
Yes. And because it was in that time period that Stan Lee would have been learning his lines for his role in Mallrats.
So. Yes. Trust me, true believer. Trust me,
Yes.
true believer. So
that's super neat that they fit this into the timeline too. And I thought
Stan
that was
Lee
just...
cameoed as Stan Lee for one of his last cameos.
Yeah.
It was touching. I feel the only thing they reshot was when the script moves down, because she's looking for the Skrull.
Oh, yeah.
The script moves down, and he kind of smiles at her. I felt like in the original, she kind of would have been like giving him more of like a cursory glance, like, why is this old dude smiling at me? But I feel like they reshot her piece because she gives him this knowing smirk back, like, I know who you are, and keeps going, and it's just because he passed away that they wanted to give us, the audience, that nod.
Oh, that brings me to the other nod to Stan Lee.
Yes.
The opening
was, they got rid of all the Avengers, and the entire Marvel logo was just Stan Lee.
That got me so good. I was like,
and then
they did so well.
And instead of putting it at the end, he was at the beginning in memory of Stan Lee, and it's just like, you're crying. I'm not crying. You are.
Oh, that was...
It was touching. It was good. Marvel knows what they're doing. So again, even the worst Marvel movies, like people bash on Thor 2, and it's not the greatest film in the world, but it's still a fun flick to watch.
Exactly, yeah. And I've been wanting to watch it again, actually, just to...
The worst Marvel movies are still better than some of the best of the other movies that are out there.
DC.
Well, and again, DC, like, I haven't seen Aquaman. I have to see Aquaman.
Yeah.
I liked Wonder Woman. But again, I'm not going back to watch Justice League. I'll actually
I am never going to watch Justice League.
I'll watch Thor 2 again.
I'll watch Thor 2 again. I will never want to watch Justice League ever again.
Batman v Superman, I'm not touching.
I don't feel like... I'd rather read the comic.
Right.
The comic is just...
Or watch the animated version.
Or watch the animated version.
That was decent.
Yes.
But that's my thing, is like, even the worst of Marvel's flicks are still better than the best of some other people's movies. And so they deserve to be watched. You should watch them. Captain Marvel's definitely not the worst. It's somewhere in the middle. It's a really good origin movie.
Yeah, I would watch Captain Marvel again.
Yeah, based on origin movies, it's up there.
It's up to that. Yeah.
I think that's how you almost have to classify.
Yeah.
Marvel flicks is go by.
Categorize.
Yeah, we'll go by, like, okay, out of the second movies everybody got, which one's high.
Yeah.
Out of the third ones, which one's up there.
Yeah.
Go rank them that way.
That way. Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, the first Avengers and Captain America First Avenger, Iron Man 1, Thor 1, Doctor Strange. Ant-Man. Like, out of everybody's first movies, Captain Marvel's up there.
Yeah, I would agree. I would put it close to Doctor Strange.
Me too. And I like
I really like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they're getting better with all of these.
Yeah.
This one does this whole subverting time thing really well. It plays with that pretty good. Again, we get some kick-butt action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
We get some pretty good twists and some pretty good expansion on Marvel lore.
Yes.
I don't know. I was happy with it. I liked it. I think people should go see it if they haven't already.
Agreed.
Judging by box offices, though, a lot of people have seen it. People should keep going to see it, though, because it is a good flick. I think I'm done. I got nothing else.
I got nothing else.
I've been doing paperwork and paperwork and paperwork and paperwork.
I've been going to bed early because work's been...
Yeah.
Work's been crazy.
I played a little bit of Northgard, not enough to talk about.
That's okay. We could try it one day.
Yeah, we can try it online and actually stream it a bit. But I'm trying to think. We played The Sims, but obviously you can watch that on the channel already.
Yes.
So there's no point talking about that because you can go watch what we did.
Yeah.
So there we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, we have in the chat in our Twitch right now, Hollow Developer, and I can't do any of the fancy things to, like, go see Hollow Developer.
Yeah.
Hollow Developer's working on a game. Totally cool. Go check out their channel. We'll post some kind of link somewhere, or check out our Discord server because there's a link there. So you can check that out at barrelrollnews.com. Find the Discord server, our Twitter, our Facebook, all of our social media links. The best thing you can do for us to help us out is to share and tell your friends about us because we're getting so much closer to getting viewership on so many of our other things. So totally tell people about us, share, retweets, all of that jazz.
Keep on watching.
Best way you can help us. We don't need your money. We just need your love.
Yes.
So hit the likes, hit the follows, hit anything that is the button that, helps get us out there. Hit that nice little share button, which is usually 2 circles with a sideways V in between.
Yes.
A less than symbol with 2 circles. I believe that's what it looks like.
I think so.
Either way, check that out, and we'll see you next week, and most likely we'll see you Wednesday for some more Sims. Or some Satisfactory this week.
Yeah, Tuesday! So excited!
Bye, everybody!
All right, bye. I can't believe I'm looking forward